Good afternoon, peoples. This is Volanda, and tell your mothers to stop calling me because I am tired of using the power push. What's up, people? This is Mr.Cygnus, WCReplays.com. Pause that shit 15-second mark. Wow. I've been getting a ton of PMs regarding the Orc Tower Rush and the Undead Hero Nuke. So, rest easy, people. All you Night Elf users can start doing the pee-pee dance, because yes, indeed, I have a strategy that is foolproof versus the Tower Rush. That's right. My opponent, LR, level 27 at the time I played him. I was level 24, which doesn't really matter. Anyways, let's see here. Map is Knollwood. And let's just get into this, because I'll just describe everything as it starts. So, unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright. Okay, as you'll see, my opponent is across the map from me. It doesn't matter. They could be right next to you, and this strategy will still work. Basically, okay, here's what you're going to be doing in a nutshell. You're going to be teching straight to Tier 2 to get Druid of the Talon, but you'll be building a late Ancient of War. So, and the reason you build the late Ancient of War is because you're not going to really need the archers for creeping, because you're going to spend the whole time harassing your opponent. Basically, archers, mass archers, Druid of the Talon, and Chimera. And I'll explain the transition a little bit later into the commentary. As for myself, of course, I'll be getting the Demon Hunter. Always get the Demon Hunter. But I would suggest that most people either get the Keeper of the Grove or the Warden. Actually, I will suggest the Warden. You want the Shadow Strike Fan of Knives, and Shadow Strike first, Fan of Knives second, level 3 Shadow Strike, because that takes care of heroes really fast, especially the Farseer, and partially the Blade Master, so get that. It's also great for harassing. If you can get that hero kill, that's really important, because that would slow down your opponent even more, giving you even more time to set up for that tower rush. So, alright. Also, most of you guys are thinking, well, if you're getting late archers, then what happens if they come in with a Farseer and a couple grunts and they start rushing you immediately and killing wisps and killing archers? Don't worry about it. They're going to be so worried about your hero killing their ass that they're not going to be spending much time in your base. Plus, you can shadow meld your archers. And one thing you don't see me do here, but I do always do now, especially versus Orc and versus Undead, spread your wisps around the map. Not too far around, but hide them in decent areas. Keep either 1 or 2 at your actual base itself, because you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that stuff to your opponent. You know, giving him experience, and then causing you to spend 60 more gold to buy back your wood gathering units. So screw that. You're not really slowing yourself down by spending the time walking your wisps around the map. Just don't put them too far, but put them in decent areas where your opponent will not find them. Okay, so you see me putting up the AOW, then you saw me put up the you saw me put up the Moonwell, almost done, and now I'm teching. And, of course, I find my opponent pretty decently fast, use the Mana Burn, chase him around. I do have the Circlet, do have the Boots of Speed, and don't Mana Burn too much. You want to stay fairly close to your opponent so you can get these slashes off, but if you're using the Shadow Strike, it's not really a problem. Oh, and by the way, I don't care what anybody says. I freaking invented that strategy. I don't give a rat's ass. That's my shit. I don't like to take too much credit for stuff, but I've been doing it forever. I actually went on custom maps playing solo by myself to find the areas you can buy them way back in the days. So, whatever. Anyways, you'll notice I did run back into his base. I wouldn't suggest ever doing that, but then again, you know, I sometimes do that because I'm pretty aware of the Demon Hunter's abilities. After all, I have used him about 1,600 times in solo only, so I'm pretty used to being able to guesstimate that he'll either live or not. So, but I did miss that last slash. He was like 1 hit away from dying, so needless to say, I was a little pissed. But That's okay, because that just further shows to you guys that the strategy works, because I did not get the early game hero kill, which did not slow him down, although I was able to keep him in his base long. So I'm just going to go back, just double check the normal creeping area, see if I can further harass a little bit. You will notice that my Demon Hunter does not level up at all practically before the tower rush, and that's okay, you don't need to, because it will be leveling off of a ton of dying grunts. So I'm getting a little bit of mana burn going off, just chasing him around a little bit. Yeah, okay, so I do force him to take some extra damage from that Null Assassin. Mana burn goes off. He has no mana left, so we're just gonna force him to probably go back and spend a lesser clarity potion, about 70 gold on that. I think I've forced him to use about 2 of them so far this game, which is cool, because that forces him to spend about 140 gold, which is, you know, could have been spent towards a grunt or something. So that slows him down a little bit. If I was using a warden, I most likely would have gotten that hero kill, which had forced him to use 170 gold to bring it back, plus the time of him standing idle in the base, plus the experience you gain. So that's good stuff. I do hire mercenaries. If you have mercenaries available on your map, go ahead and buy those, because those are really strong early game, and you will need those. So buy the mercenaries. As for my opponent right now, he's just doing the standard Gruntapult build. Second hero, Torn Chieftain. Sometimes you do see the Shadow Hunter second hero. If you do see the Shadow Hunter second hero, I suggest you always take at least one archer and tell it to focus fire on the wards. You want to kill those wards first, and then focus the grunts one by one. The reason why you want to kill the wards first is because you can't fairy fire the wards, and the grunts will be fairy fired, so those go down really fast to archer focus fire. So just go ahead and rely on the fairy fire and just take care of those wards first. Then the grunts. Then if you do have mercenaries, dispel the wolves or detonate. You're going to want to detonate. So you don't see me getting a second hero this game. I always suggest getting a second hero, Keeper of the Grove. If you didn't pick him first hero, then get a Warden second hero. But Keeper of the Grove, because of Entangle and Treants, you get Entangle first, then get Treant second. If you do go Keeper of the Grove first, then I suggest you get the Nature's Blessing upgrade so that your Treants are 5 armor and faster running. So that is totally awesome for stopping tower rushes. You will kind of notice that I'm walking my army straight through LR's army. That was a mistake. I was trying to scout around, see if I can get a few kills. But he does notice. He goes Stomp first. Stomp, Shockwave, equally as devastating. As a Demon Hunter user, if you are using the Demon Hunter first or second, mana burn the Torn Chieftain first. That should be the first priority thing you do when you see their army, is you mana burn that Torn Chieftain first. Reason being, Shockwave and Stomp are extremely devastating to the army, and will probably force you to lose if you don't do that. But if you don't go Demon Hunter first, then just Shadow Strike the Farseer first and focus fire the Farseer. Manually cast Fairy Fire on him. So, okay, here we go. It's daybreak. Here comes the cheese army. You've got the 3 freaking peasants. You've got the couple catapults, or 1 catapult here. Either whatever. Towers are going up. I run my army up. I'm going to focus down on that tower. Then I'm going to run my army straight back after a few hits. I kept my moonwells extremely full. That was part of the game plan, is you want to keep your moonwells full, and if you can, keep your army behind the ancients. That'd be great. You will notice that lightning shield goes off on my troops, so put the lightning shielded troops in the front line, and put the rest of your archers away and in back. Pretty common sense there. Anyways, mana burn going off on the Farseer like 2 days ago. I'm sure you saw that. Demolishers are focus firing my Druid of the Talon, which is smart. If you are in that situation that you see more than one Demolisher, it is important for you to spread out your army. You want to manually spread your Druid of the Talon out equally in the back lines, because you don't want them all to be focus fired by Demolishers. they ripped him up pretty hard. So as you will see, the tower rush was effectively stopped. I am at tier 3, so Chimeras is what I will be getting next, mass air, and I'll show you how to use mass air versus orc. Most of you are probably saying that that's crazy, but it's not. I will show you what to do. Alright, so I'm chasing down the Farseer. I have about close to 500 hit points on myself, 140 on the Farseer, so I will indeed be killing his ass. I took a detour there to slash at that grunt for no particular reason. So I'm just going to run in here. Again, I don't suggest people doing this, but I am pretty aware that I will probably be able to get this kill. I don't have a teleport scroll, so it's even more risky, but if you think you can do it, go for it. You know, why not? So, oh yeah, whatever. Also, for a note, you know, I am aware of LR. LR is a typical tower rusher, so I was pretty sure he was going to be tower rushing this game, so that's good. Left me the chance to do an audio on stopping the tower rush. I do know of this because I was actually playing a custom game with Cecil and Fear not too long ago, and this dude tower rushed me in a custom game. So, needless to say, I knew he was pretty much going to tower rush me this game. Even if he doesn't tower rush you, this strategy is really effective versus grunts and raiders, and headhunters equally. So if you do notice he does go mass berserkers or headhunters, go ahead and switch to mountain giants, and don't build mountain giants at tier 2. You might as well get the tier 3 upgrade, because mountain giants are pretty worthless at tier 2. I mean, yeah, they have 1600 hit points, but they take a lot of damage from normal attacking units like Tauren and grunts. So just keep that in mind. When he was tower rushing me, I did notice he was making wind riders, wyverns, wind riders, whatever you want to call them. So I am aware that he's going to be going air, which would be wind riders and bat riders. So the point that I'm making is, after a tower rush that fails, the orc is, of course, at a disadvantage. So what you want to do is start creeping. NO0 wrote a really nice article about keeping your advantage. I was going to talk about that at the end of this commentary, but he did an exceptional job at doing it himself, so I suggest that all of you go back and read that, and read it thoroughly, and not only read it, but memorize it. So, because it's really important, and most of you, I did notice, were like, well, this is kind of common sense. I mean, why should you, why should you have to reiterate this to the public? Well, the reason why it's reiterated is because in the heat of a battle, you forget about that crap. There's a lot of things you forget about in the game. You're so concentrating on what your opponent's doing and what you're doing that you forget about the common sense things, such as holding out your own advantage, either attacking or expanding or whatever. So I guess I was going to clear out an expansion area. I guess I didn't, so I was clearing out a mercenary camp instead in case I needed it. But anyways, you should be expanding. You should be upgrading hides and all that good stuff for your Chimera and your Hippogriff Riders. The strategy that I'll be going versus Mass Orc Air with my own Mass Air is Hippogriff Riders, Hippogriff, and Druid of the Talon and Hawk form. The reason I do this is because if they go Mass Bat Riders, they're going to have to first get rid of the Hippogriff, which are going to be doing melee damage, and then they're going to have to get rid of the Hippogriff Riders, which are in the back lines, and then they're going to have to get rid of the Druid of the Talon, which are air-to-air combat. So by the time they do detonate the Hippogriff in the front line, or use that kamikaze stuff, they're going to have weakened Bat Riders. So by the time they get to the back lines of the Druid of the Talon and the Hippogriff Riders, they're not going to get that many kamikaze attacks off before the bats are actually killed. So here I am healing at the fountain. I kill my priest. He's pretty much worthless at this point because I don't need any healing, and it's tier 3. It's late game, so he's pretty much worthless. And plus I can't mount him on a Hippogriff. And if I could mount him on a Hippogriff, that'd be pretty cool. So I'd have like a healing Hippogriff Rider dude, and that'd be pretty awesome. But you can't do that. So anyways, I'm just continuing to get Chimera with the 1/1 upgrade. Finally, I'm going to expand. I'm pretty aware of the fact that my opponent's spending much time in his base, because I'm pretty sure he expected me to be attacking him. So anyways, he's left with Grunts, Wind Riders, Bat Riders. Only thing he could probably add to that army, which would be some Headhunters, but Chimera would rip up Headhunters pretty hard, even Berserkers. So that's why this strategy works very well. You're basically capitalizing on the fact that the orcs were just tower rushing you and expected a quick run, so basically it didn't happen, so he's screwed. So you were able to get tier 3 and mass up a bunch of air while he was pretty much stuck hiding in his base. So, you know, feel free to start laughing at him when you're in your games, because, I mean, there's nothing better than stopping a tower rush, in my opinion. And for all those players who've never played Night Elf who are listening to this commentary, I'll put it to you this way. Tower rush is probably the most abusive, most annoying thing you could possibly do to a Night Elf as an orc player. It's practically unstoppable until, you know, this strategy, of course. So, anyways, here he goes again. He's gonna attack. He has the Bat Riders, the Wind Riders. So, I don't have any Hippogriff Riders, which is not a problem. And, alright, here we go. So, here goes the battle here. Hippogriff are attacking the Wind Riders. Anti-air, of course, is better than air. Focusing down on that freaking Farseer, if I can remember his name. Anyways, Mana Burn again going off. Hippogriff Riders are mounted. I picked those up so that he couldn't run to the back lines and kill those. Yeah, that's why I didn't pick those archers up right away. What you want to do is you want to first engage them with the archers in the back line, and of course he's going to try and burn a speed scroll and run his army back to your back line and kill those things. So at that point he should have already used his kamikaze dudes, Bat Riders. So what you do is you therefore take your Hippogriff, who are safe at that point, and just mount them up with the archers. Now I'm putting my putting my Druid of the Talon in hawk form. So now I have two air to ground. I have Chimera, I have Hippogriff Rider, and now I have Druid of the Talon. So I will continue to be pumping Hippogriff, as I'll be sending those into battle first to take care of as many Bat Riders as possible. I'm not particularly sure how well this strategy will work in the next patch. I assume it'll still work pretty well, even though Bat Riders will move at hyper speed to do that kamikaze attack. So you will probably have to micro a little better, spread out your Chimera, Chimera. Yeah, whatever, you know what that is. Your battle cruisers, whatever you want to call them. Spread those bad boys out. And just try and focus fire the Bat Riders as well as you can. Let your heroes do their thing. Mana Burn, Shadow Strike. Shadow Strike at level 3 is so awesome, especially with Keeper of the Grove. You can just entangle Shadow Strike the hell out of a intelligence hero. And that's pretty cool to get rid of that pretty fast. As for my opponent, he's doing basically all he can do at this point, which is just mass up Bat Riders and Wind Riders. Demolishers are pretty worthless. Grunts are pretty worthless. So he's doing the best he can at this point. But personally, I find that mass air works really good for his orc. Unless they go like Berserkers and Spirit Link, and then you can just go Druid of the Talon with Cyclone and mass archers and mountain giants. Mountain giants are pretty awesome. So, if you want, you can also add a bear for roar and rejuvenation. I wouldn't actually spend the time investing in them too much, because Kodo Beast will just eat the hell out of those, and that sucks. And yeah, so basically I got the expansion popping up and running a Demon Hunter in there. I want to do a little bit of harassment. I want to keep the mana low. Harassing it at level 5 with the Demon Hunter is pretty cool. I've got the invisibility potion and invulnerability potion, so you know I'm not too worried about getting surrounded or focus fired. I can just make him invisible and run him out, and say he does for some reason get X-ray vision, or well, actually X-ray vision can't see invisible things. If he gets like whatever, then I'll just use vulnerability potion, just run out of there right quick. Okay, so I'm scouting for expansions with my demon hunter. I get bolted. Creeps don't like that stuff, so I'm gonna get out of there. Sorry about that, creeps. See a wolf running by. What's up, wolf? Here comes the Bat Riders and the army. Okay, so he's got mass wyverns, mass Bat Riders, a couple grunts, a demolisher, a level 3 Farseer, a level 3 Tauren Chieftain, and I have a almost level 6 Demon Hunter. So I do see him walking here. That was the point. I'm walking around the map. I'm going to start mana burning here, make my hero invisible. Some Gosu stuff right there. I'm just going to mess with him a little bit. I see him walking up towards my expansion, so I get a little worried. So I just start focusing down on the Demolisher. I'm going to force him to run back, which he does, so I'm going to run back to my base and get ready to use my teleport scroll. Alright, so here comes the Bat Riders, and those do siege damage, of course, so I'm hoping he doesn't have the fire upgrade, so that won't burn the hell out of my base, and I won't be able to repair it, so I can teleport in and save it. Alright, so my army's back at the base. So I'm going to heal up my Demon Hunter real quick, and fire up the teleport scroll, but it's too late. So I lose the teleport scroll, and I lose my wisps. Alright, so I lost the expansion, so at that point I'm thinking to myself, alright, I better start hitting, because if I start waiting too long as I'm doing, I'm going to lose my advantage. Because I've already gave him ample time to gather a force. Anyways, basically what I was doing, I was trying to get tier 3, I was trying to get Master Druid of the Talon so I can get the Hawk upgrade, which allows me to cast Fairy Fire in Hawk mode, which is really awesome. So I can further kill that anti-air stuff that he has even faster. So I'm getting another Chimera. I'm going to go back with my Demon Hunter to see if he's coming towards my base real quick and see if I can get a mana burn off on a Tauren Chieftain. I notice his army isn't coming down from that direction, so I'm pretty sure he might be coming from the other direction, so I run back real fast. Demon Hunter. What a Mac Dad. Anyways, here he is. He gets focused on real hard right there, so I don't want to... I burn the invulnerability potion. I probably didn't need to do that, but I did anyways. So I got a mana burn off. It's worth it. Alright, so he focuses down. Here he comes. So basically, surprise, I unshadow mailed myself. Archers are going to start throwing their stuff. And then now I bring my big mass army of air. Now you'll see the effectiveness of the mass air versus orc. Okay, Hippogriff are tearing the hell out of everything. So now he tries to detonate the Bat Riders. Doesn't do crap. I have the Hawks casting, I have the Druid of Talon casting the Fairy Fire. Ripped out all his anti-air. Archers in the back. They're in trouble now. Demon Hunter level 6. Imbalanced whatever. Yeah, sure. You know what's imbalanced is the Orc Tower Rush, so, yeah, gangsta. Good game, no re, foe. Don't bring that shit in my base next time. So, that's the reason why people who have played me before as Orc don't Tower Rush me anymore. So, basically, all I can say for the Orc people out there, if you want to win more games versus Night Elf, I wouldn't actually rely on the Tower Rush, because all the Night Elf players who are going to be watching this game are going to know about the Mr.Cygnus strategy, and will pwn your ass real fast. So, Orc players out there, I suggest you do the following. I would suggest Raiders, Grunts, Headhunters, 1 Kodo Beast, and at tier 3 I would tech 2 Wyverns with Bloodlust. And do a fast expansion. Most Orcs don't fast expand because it's harder for them than any other race. But then again, if you were to pull off a fast expansion, your opponent won't expect that. So you will get a huge army advantage, and you can just overrun them with your Grunts and your whatever you want to use. So that's what I suggest for the Orc players out there. This is Mr. Cygnus, done with this audio. So, alright, you guys take care. I'll be coming out with a new audio hopefully soon. Gotta test out some strategies, and we'll see what's up with that. Alright guys, later.